Okay, guess what I'm about to do? I'm about to do exactly the same thing I did yesterday and hope for a different outcome. And you know what that's defined as? Madness. So I'm about to have another crack at mowing the lawn. I kid you not, I would have pulled that bloody cord to start the mower, I reckon 24 times easily yesterday. So I've got to have another go at it. I can hear someone else mowing. You generally hear dogs and mowing in this part of the world. They're the most common sound. So someone's doing it. I better not put it off and have another go at it. There may be a major problem with this motor mower. It's a cheapo. It's what's it called, Lawn King, and it was cheap and it may well be nasty, but I'll give it one more go. Well, it looks like madness wins. Quite appropriate given the current state of affairs in the world. You can see I'm a hot, sweaty mess, and there's a good reason for that, because I just got the lawn mowed. Check this out. Not as low as it could be. I didn't have it on the lowest setting because it's not the greatest mower in the world, so I don't want to overstrain it, especially considering I'm low on oil. I might drop it down one notch next time. But it just goes to prove that that definition of madness is trumped by perseverance, because I persevered and the damn thing started the first time. So work that out. So it'd been, around, I don't know, 16 hours or so between my attempt at mowing yesterday afternoon and late this morning. But like I said, it started fine. I turned it off each time I needed to empty the catcher, and it started again each time. So no complaints today, but yesterday super frustrating. So anyone who's mechanically minded on the site knows anything about. I mean, the Lawn King is not a great mower. It's a cheap mower, 260 you can get in certain places. I think I might have paid 280 or something, because Bunnings weren't discounting it, unfortunately. No, actually, I got it for 260. I think it was actually down to about 200 in some places. But being in Cairns, didn't have the choice, unfortunately. So at least it's still working. I would have been pissed off if I only got 2 mows out of the bloody thing before it packed in. So that's good. Another beautiful day in far north Queensland. Hopefully I'll hear from Dave the tree lopper at some stage soon, and he can clarify things. The tomato plants seem to be doing really well. They're at this stage, and that's the big caveat, because it's easy to get the damn things germinate. I find that's not a problem. You can see that the spinach is doing okay too. There's no way I'm going to transplant the spinach into the ground. I just don't think it's going to work. I'd rather just leave it in the tubs. It did better last time in the tubs, and it's getting a lot more sun this time. Now these are the tomato plants, and about 2/3 of them, or 3/4 of them, have actually germinated, so that's not bad. I'm not having any luck with the capsicum yet. That hasn't done anything, so fingers crossed. I just have to get more pots. Actually, I do have pots down here. The previous tenant owners, whatever, had a number of cheap plastic pots, quite large ones, which could be quite useful actually. See, there they are there. That's a big one there, and there's a couple of decent sized ones there. I've got stacks of potting mix, so just a matter of emptying them out. Hopefully I don't find anything gruesome in there, and then plant some more seeds, because I've got stacks of seeds. There's no problem with seeds, and I will order those ones that are the spinach varieties that are actually acclimatized to warmer weather. They're more a tropical, subtropical variety, so I'll get them. Only $2.50. I think you're a mug paying for seeds at a store. Although I've got to say, I got a lot of spinach seeds with the store-bought ones, so I suppose they provide the quantity, but I don't know if I need as much as some of these places are offering. Mind you, the other one online offered one lot with flowers, about 500 seeds, so you can't complain about the quantity there. That's excellent. Anyway, that's one task out of the way, so that's good. Now just got to basically do something about my my freestanding electric cooker. I could get one for about $700 or go the whole hog and pay about 1,200 or so for the other one that's stainless steel. It's the same make, they're both chefs, but the other one looks more like this. I mean, it's much more updated than this, but it doesn't have a ceramic top, it just has hot plates, which are better than this, because only 2 of these hot plates work. And I'm getting a bit pissed off with this oven, because I do cook all the time, so I think I can make that a high priority for me to purchase. So anyway, fingers crossed I get around to it. Hi everyone, it's a sunny Sunday, and a nice quiet sunny Sunday. Last Sunday I had the guys around finishing up doing the ceiling, just painting the ceilings of basically the whole house, and it does look a lot better. I had to actually get 3 coats done as far as the this particular area here is concerned. This is the lounge and kitchen area. The surface looks pretty clean now, and as you can see I've got the new lights in as well, so they're all LED lights now, so that's a big improvement. Looks a lot cleaner, looks a lot better. I've got 2 dimmers here, and the way you turn them on, actually you push them like that and the light goes on. So I haven't had ones like that. The other thing about these particular dimmers is they don't dim to total black, where the ones in the that I had at Parramatta Park did. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the look of the place. It looks a lot cleaner, especially with the ceilings done. And it's really good that sort of areas like this with the bathroom, all that little bump you can see there is where the fluoro was. So it looks a hell of a lot better without it. And so yeah, it's looking much better, much cleaner, much more presentable. It was a big job. It was it cost me over $1,000 for the 2 days with 2 guys. So I guess that's not too bad, really. I wasn't expecting to be that big, but realistically, you know, that seems a reasonable amount. Look, another thing I've sort of stuck on here is a bit of an update is on this particular garden cart. You can see I've assembled it to a certain degree, but the PDF file that I got online wasn't exactly a match for this particular unit. It was very close, but not exactly the same. So I contacted the seller on eBay, and they said they were going to try to get a PDF file specifically for this particular model, because I didn't get a hard copy in the carton that was delivered to my address. So what they've come back and told me yesterday, they sent an email saying they couldn't get a PDF, and that what they could do for me is give me $30 off the purchase of the product. I don't know, I suppose I don't want to have to return the bloody thing. Apparently my next door neighbour's very good at constructing stuff, and also the guys who did the painting, they get a lot of work doing that sort of work of actually constructing flat pack purchases. That's a big part of their job these days, so they're able to do it as well. But look, if Jane, my next door neighbour, said that her other half, Mick, is quite good at that sort of stuff. So if he pops over, it'd be great. He can help me try to get that fixed. What I might be able to just do with it is actually get the wheels put on and be able to use it as a trolley at least, but without the dumping mechanism working. And that's okay. I can live with that. But if they're going to give me $30 off, maybe I should just take that. It's probably not bad, because I don't want to go through the hassle of having to return something, because that's going to cost me money anyway. I guess I could raise a dispute with eBay about it, because it's ridiculous. This is the trouble. You know, so many things can go wrong when you buy stuff online, and I'm learning the hard way. The other major hassle I'm having is with my electricity bills, which have basically doubled since I've left Parramatta Park. Now this doesn't make any sense to me, because, well, for one thing, that's the fridge that I had at Parramatta Park, so that hasn't changed. I've got a very old oven here. This is a pretty crappy old Simpson oven. Only 2 of these elements work, so I will have to get a new oven, but it's going to cost me about $1,500 to get the one I want with a ceramic top. So I don't know if I want to fork out that much money, because I've had a number of big jobs had to be done. Other problem with this particular Simpson Nova is that the knobs tend to get pretty hot, so it's not very safe. It's not things have advanced when it comes to the engineering of electric ovens in the last decade or two, and I think this would be 15-20 years old. So it's a pretty old one. And as I say, two of those range tops don't even work, so the heat elements aren't working. The big one there works, the one there works, those two are dead. So the oven works. I mean, I can use it for the time being, but if it stuffs up, well, especially the oven, I mean, I can get these replaced quite easily. You can buy, for $30, you can buy a two element range, a portable range that you just plug in. They had one at the place in Trinity Beach where I was staying, so that works fairly well. But anyway, getting back to the actual electricity bill, I cannot work out why it's gone up. It's doubled. It has literally doubled, and that doesn't make any sense to me, because my usage is exactly the same. Like, I've got the same fridge, got the same TV, same computer stuff, and I use bugger all lighting. Not that uses much anyway. I mean, there is that door out there, that big door for the carport, and that mechanism was used a bit, but I don't think little motors like that really use up that much juice, and it wasn't constant anyway. It was only for very short periods of time. Again, I can't see how that would have had an effect upon it. I've contacted Ergon. I spoke to the girl on Friday about it, but they know bugger all, and they basically, all they can do is just send you out an itemisation of the charges over a period of time. So they'll tell you what time of the day it peaked and what have you, give me some idea of what they're charging me for. I'm wondering whether this is probably highly unlikely, but someone could be jacking electricity off my place to their place. I mean, I'm just wondering, because apparently there's an electrical wire there in the front gate that's being exposed now. Just where the gate is, there's you can see there's an indentation, and there's actually a piece of piping there that apparently takes electrical wires. Maybe I can get Tim just around to have a look, and he might be able to advise me on it. There is a electricity and water ombudsman in Queensland, and they will actually look into billing disputes. So at least I have that recourse. So I will follow that up if I have to. I mean, I've used the banking ombudsman in the past, so these things are good to have, and you're crazy not to use them because they're already paid for. I think the companies might have to pay when you raise a dispute. Certainly the banks do, so there's an incentive for them to get it resolved. And I imagine that probably a similar situation for the electrical companies. But like I said, I've been scratching my head trying to work out what it is. I didn't use this oven in the first billing period, which was 19 days. They billed me for 19 days. And the rate that they billed me at was pretty well the same pro rata as where I just got charged. It was $70 for about 19 days, and it was about $137, I think, for the full month. So I think they're pretty similar rates overall, much higher than I was being charged. I was only using, say, $65 worth of electricity a month in the past. So, like I say, it's pretty well a doubling. And as far as concessions and everything concerned, they're all the same anyway. They haven't changed. Nothing's changed, just basically the address. And now I'm using a smart meter, which is probably very smart for the electricity company, but not so smart for the consumer by the looks of things. And as I say, because of that first 19 days, I wasn't using the stove. I think I'm pretty well eliminated that the stove is really a major contributor to that cost, because on a pro rata basis it's pretty well the same rate. In that first 19 days when I had a lot of cold meals, I didn't really use it, to now getting back to using it fully with the oven and everything else. I've used it a lot more of recent times. So it's definitely not that. So I'm just trying to logically nail it down. Yeah, as far as the gardens go, again, I was getting a little down about it, because I just, a lot of things germinate, but I can't seem to get the plants to actually grow. However, at the moment, the spinach seems to be doing okay, but only when it's actually in the planters, not when I've planted it in the ground. That's looking pretty ordinary. But if you look at the spinach here, it's the plants are looking reasonable. They're growing quite well. These ones are doing really well. This is the good potting mix. This one here, this is the Osmocote, and this is the actual cheap Brunnings one. Actually, I've got to say the Brunnings one's doing okay. If you compare them, it's not that much difference. I think they're doing all right. And these are my tomatoes here in these pots, and yeah, they seem to be doing okay. I'm waiting for the green peppers to come up. I think I've put all the green peppers in here, and they still haven't come through yet, so maybe they just take longer. But I'm coming around to feeling like I might have to grow these in pots, in planters, rather than in the ground, even though they say you should probably just directly sow spinach into the ground. I'm not finding it's doing that well, but it could be the variety of spinach. It's more a southern variety, an English variety of spinach, and you can get more tropical versions. So I'm going to have to do a bit of experimentation. Other thing I'm thinking of growing is actually ginger. Apparently that's quite easy to grow. You grow it like a bulb. You basically buy the ginger at the at your supermarket, and you just cut it up into, I think, about a couple of inch blocks with an eye on it, like potatoes. They've got eyes as well, and just shove that in the ground. Some people say you need to soak it in water for overnight. That might help propagate it, but I'm finding that germinating seeds isn't my issue. It's basically getting the things to grow well. Although, like I say, that spinach seems to be the healthiest. That really does seem to be coming along. And I'm going to continually feed it with liquid fertilizer every 2 weeks. I've got the Thrive. I've got two different varieties of Thrive. The Yates Thrive powder, which you mix into water and basically dispense it using a watering can. So every 2 weeks I'm going to give that, and I've got a variety that's actually more for fruit. I'm not sure, actually I was going to look it up and find out whether capsicum is regarded as a fruit or a vegetable. It may not be, maybe in the same yes, I forgot to look that up. I'll look it up now, because while I remember, because if I don't do it, I'll forget it for sure. So yeah, it's a reasonably quiet day. Someone's doing some sawing a little off in the distance. Other thing I found out too, there's actually a development happening down the road between, on the edge of Kawara, the northern edge of Kawara, to abutting Clifton Beach, and it's called Deep Creek Estate. So there's a developer actually subdividing up there, and they're going to build a connecting road between Kawara and the Clifton Beach. So that'll be good, because I looked up the map, and if I've got a push bike, probably the shortest way right now is to actually follow the path that runs right along the Cook Highway. I mean, the good thing is it isn't part of the Cook Highway. There's a differentiation between the bike path and the highway, but you still get the fumes, riding next to the busy highway. So I'd prefer to actually ride in the suburb itself, which is lower traffic. You won't get the fumes, and it's just more pleasant. And it may even be slightly longer, because I think you'd have to divert and go down via the beach, which is a bit out of the way, but it's a nice ride. So Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting a bike and doing that, getting exercise around the area, because it is a great area to bike ride, and crazy not to take advantage of that. So, look, I might just pop down to Kmart tomorrow and see if I can get them to assemble a bike for me. The thing is, you might have to do that ahead of time. You might have to arrange that. But the prices for actually bike assembly, I'm quite amazed, because I've had it confirmed now from another person that yes, the price is around $10 to $11. You know, so even if it was double that, it'd be cheap. You know, so I'm whatever, because the $11 mark was about out of date apparently. But even so, if you double, it's still reasonable. God, $20, if it costs $20 to have the bike put together, saves a big hassle. And I could attempt riding it back home if it's a nice day. But yeah, the thing is, if you want to get the damn thing delivered, it's $70. So because it's regarded as a heavy item. So normally, you know, if you spend over $50, I think it is with Kmart. Last I looked, and it said over $50, it's free postage, but it depends how big the item is. So there you go. Anyway, like I say, beautiful day today. I might just go out and have a walk down to the beach. I tell you, I like the thing about this camera is that the battery indicator seems to be really easy to see. It was showing 100%, which indicates that the battery seems to be retaining its charge a lot better than the ones that I had with the GoPro. To be fair, I mean, I've had the GoPro for 5 years, so the battery's obviously not going to be in great nick. It would have lost a lot of its capacity, so I'm not comparing apples with apples. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you, or entertainment or whatever. And either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great.